Alright, I wanted to do a quick review of the Swagman Chinook 2 bike rack. I've been using it for about 3 years now. I've had no issues with it. It's very portable, holds my bike in place, doesn't scratch my bike at all, and it's a very sturdy thing. Go back a little bit more so you can see it. So, what I like, well, that's the tool, take it off, but it's got the nice cups, free wheels to set in, very easy to move. They just got these little knobs. Once you loosen them up, you can slide it back and forth to fit your bike perfectly. Here, these straps. These straps are very awesome. Get a little closer here for you. See the straps? They're just like little ratchet straps. Get your bike tire tight. All you do is do that. I always put them, when I'm done with them, always put them down in there a little bit, so at least this big part is not flapping around a little bit, and this is down there, so it's about even, because you don't want it loose, flapping around, because then it'll wear and tear apart, and you just don't want it in a little bit, because then you get this big bounce from the big rubber thing. It helps keep the wheel in place. So make it semi-tight so it's not bouncing around as much. Little tip on that. But as you see, I got my back wheel tight. Here on this side. Show you how to do it real quick. Get a little closer for you guys. And this might not be the best editing, but whatever. So we just put it through a spoke here. Down into one of those little ratchets. Mine already is adjusted for this big rubber piece, so it fits nicely on there. I could show you on this one real quick. This rubber piece moves depending on your bike tire, wheel size, whatever you want to say. You can move this so it actually goes over your wheel, so it's not rubbing up against there. It's a nice rubber piece. It helps keep your tire secure and in place while not ruining your wheel. What else is nice about this, as you see here, it will flatten down a little bit, so it does as you tighten it. It makes things more tighter and sturdier in the cup, the wheel cups. I don't know what the proper name is. I'll show you the little knobs. These are the knobs that you turn on and off to move. They slide. Just make sure they're really tight. If you're going to adjust them at all, I've had that issue before where I take my bike off or whatever, and then the cups move a little bit. Even the ones I don't use, I've had that. But that's just user error more than anything. And as you see, I'm not using the front set. I'm using the back one just for one bike, because it's like a pendulum. You know, the closer the weight to the vehicle, the easier it's going to be on the rack. So if you're only using one and you put it out here all the time, the pendulum's a little bit more, I don't know how it is with the math equations, but there's more weight and pressure on it back there than it is back there. It'd be like holding a broom out with one hand at the very end. It's harder to hold that than if you would in the middle. It's the same principle here with the bike rack. So keep that in mind. Now we'll get you the heart and soul. You got these nice little hooks. They slide up and down very easily. All you do is push them in. Even after 2 or 3 years of use now, they still slide pretty good. Then you got your key. It comes with 2 keys. I just put a little key ring on it so I don't lose them, and that keep them separately in case I did lose one. But the keys are pretty nice, so it actually locks. So you can't push it in at all, so nobody can steal your bike. features. If it's unlocked, you can actually move it up and down and take somebody's bike. I like that option because then I don't have to worry about normal bike locks and stuff like that, weaving in and out. So it's actually a locking mechanism itself. Now, if you go to like a high crime rate area or something like that, if you're going to leave your bike overnight at like a hotel if you're traveling, then I probably would, you know, get some more like bike locks, because there is a couple hooks, at least on my hitch, where I could tie them to. It's just more of a deterrent than anything. I'm trying to think what else real quick. But as I said, I do that. I'm just going to move my ratchet real quick. So what I like about this bike rack is I can still get to my hatch. Little thing right back here, right behind the bike. Actually needs to go forward. So then, as you see, I can actually get to my trunk. Let's pull it again. Lock it back in place. Very simple. It's just a little lever. I'll show you in a minute. That's your basic principle of that. As you see, I got my bike on. I'm going to take it off real quick. Now, the hardest part about taking my bike off is, well, the tip I'll give you: do the cups first and you do the hooks last. I mean, should be common sense, but I know for some people it really isn't. So always do your hook last. Otherwise, your bike will end up falling forward, because watch. Like, even though the cups might be secure, there's still that play. So as soon as you know what I mean, let your hook up, there's going to be some play and movement, and then you don't want it to slip and then break your back window, or, you know, put a dent in your tailgate if you're using a truck or anything like that. But the hooks are pretty tight. They stay in place. Like, what I personally do is, because you hear the click, I press down really hard one more time just to get that last click. If you saw one of my other videos, I actually use a seat belt cover to put on my rail here. Helps protect it. So that way when I do push down a little bit harder for that last click, I'm not damaging the bike at all. And with that seat belt cover, even though you have it tight, you hit a couple bumps and stuff, there's going to be a little bit of play in the hook, no matter what. So it helps keep it from scratching and rubbing through. So if you have like a carbon bike, you definitely want to have something there to protect that. But that's just a little thing that I do, unless you don't care about your bike being scratched or getting wore through. So anyway, I'm just going to push the button in and go up. Now, I guess this is the hardest part of the whole putting the bike on or off, is getting levered. Just making sure I have enough of a grip so I don't let it slip and fall and hit the vehicle. I'll just try to put it on real quick, show you again. So if you saw what I did, I lifted up over and I sort of like dipped around, just because it's a hook, so you want to make sure you clear the hook. See if I can do it again. I take it off. So I sort of go into the vehicle a little bit, so I'm away from the hook, and then I lift out. So anyway, one of the other cool features about this is the bike rack breaks down a little bit. What I mean by that, you see this little thing here, little tab, Just lift that. Goes to one side. I'll put the straps in. See, what's nice is you hear that sound too. You know, like the ratchet thing. So now it's not only folded, but again, the same thing. It'll show you a little bit better now. The thing that you pull to lift it back, it's angled back now, but it's going to be the same thing to make it fold into the vehicle. So if you're not using it, keep it tighter to the vehicle. Again, it's a pendulum thing. Plus, if you're going shopping or something, you don't want it sticking out a little bit more. You don't want that like 1.5 to 2 foot sticking out more, because then people run into it. I'll show you this. I'll take this off to show you a little bit down here. As you see down in here, you got your lock mechanism here, which is nice because it came with it. That's your little keyhole. Then on this side, just your bolt to take on and off. Mine slid right in and out. I didn't have any problems with it. So, like I said with my hitch, so if I was going to go somewhere and wrap my bikes around, I actually got one on each side. I wanted to loop an extra bike lock into it. But that's pretty much it for the Swagman Chinook. I've been using again for 3 years. Show you these again up close. See how it says pull? See, it goes forward. And then it actually locks right in place. Same with this one. It actually locks in place. Oop. As it folds down. And I'll show you real quick. Try to do this one-handed. How easily it folds in. That's pretty much your Swagman Chinook 2-bike rack. I think it's like $250 to $300 now. I bought it was like $350. It's a hell of a bike rack. It's pretty sturdy, and again, it's adjustable. If you see these things here, so you do want to offset. I didn't say that before, but you probably want to offset your cups a little bit if you're going to use 2 bikes, because if not, they're just going to bump into each other and they probably won't fit right. So always put your back one on first if you're going to use 2 bikes, and adjust the front one before you actually put it in place. You actually might have to readjust the back a little bit, but whatever. It's an awesome bike rack. Again, it comes with the lock and a couple keys, so it's like a perfect fit for the hole and everything. So you don't have to worry about spending another $20-$30, because some bike racks just have like a little like a cotter pin to keep it in place, but Swagman actually gives you a lock that actually fits in a hole. And what else is nice about it is once you tighten it up, it's actually tight within the hitch itself, so there's really no play. See how I'm trying to shake it right now? And you're always going to get a little bit of play, like just a little bit. If not, it'll probably do more damage to a bike, but mine's pretty tight to the hitch, and it's not getting really any place. You don't have to worry about things bouncing around, coming loose. So as long as you keep the cups ratcheted tight and the hooks down tight, and you give that little extra, like one last click, when you're putting it in place, you'll have no issues. I've never had a bike come off. I've never had a bike come loose. I think one time I did forget to put one of the cups, like ratchets around the cups, but that was my stupidity. But check it out. You won't be disappointed. Of course, you won't be disappointed in any of the Swagman products. So there's that. Now I can put mine away for the winter.